in home with our parents.
Mackenzie Camp is located inside the city, which enables many children a chance to go to summer camp who would otherwise not have a chance to go.
Well, I like to swim, and I like to fish and boating, and I like Cracker Barrel, except I have to stop eating so much.
How did you catch him?
Well, I caught it with corn, and it yanked my this in the water all the way, and then I pulled up, and here he was.
And our arrival to the camp in Chopper 5 was one of the more popular activities of the afternoon.
Well, you got to hit a couple buttons and turn a couple of knobs, and there's nothing to it.
It's neat.
I just love Chopper 5.
How do you feel? Terrible.
Over 130 youngsters learn emergency preparedness and CPR skills. They're just two of the many activities designed to help children earn skill and merit badges and learn to lead more independent lives.
This ambu resuscitator and then the mouth-to-mouth. We're going to practice all three.
The staff is made up of volunteers, many who are parents of Scouters.
All the children enjoy themselves here. They're learning a lot. They're learning how to work with each other, as well as learning a lot of skills that will help them in everyday life, such as this class here, first aid. They're learning about citizenship, hiking, learning about the woods, and it's a very good learning experience for them.
Personally, I take with me, because my son is involved in the troop, I take away the satisfaction of spending a week with him. You know, we become a little closer, and he feels the satisfaction of that he's accomplished something or learned something.
The week-long camp is a positive experience, not just for the Scouters, but for the parents as well.
Well, I love it. It's to me, it gives me a real sense of inner self-satisfaction, and having grown up with a handicapped child, it brings you a little closer to it. But then once you get into the program, you see so many children learning and having a good time. It really makes you feel good.
Did they do a good job fixing them for you? Yeah.
Kim Bowman, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Oh.
Presents
It's showtime, and here's what's coming next. Contemporary Japan is the setting as Scott Glenn plays an American mercenary caught up in a samurai feud over two priceless swords in The Challenge. Next.
Well, now, to put it briefly, you're fired.
Hey, survival training's gonna be fun.
That's the way John Wayne would have done it.
I can't even start to get a date. My straight brother's a gay heartthrob.
Brothers, Showtime's new hit comedy is returning as a weekly series.
Good answer. You say you're gay. This is gay? Gay is festive. Whoop-de-ha, whoop-de-do.
The Waters brothers are back.
Hey.
Look, I can't stay. I got a date with a horse.
See that? The whole family is out doing stuff except for you. You stop already?
Trying to make some sense of a different kind of lifestyle.
This gay stuff, it's Greek to me. I don't know how it works.
Very well, thank you.
Brothers, the new weekly comedy series in the tradition of Taxi and Cheers, premieres in August on Showtime.
Cat on a hot tin roof.
I was gonna say something. And I get lonely. Very.
Everybody gets that.
Yeah, but sometimes living with someone you love can be lonelier than living entirely alone. That someone you love doesn't love you.
You want to live alone, Maggie?
God, I wouldn't.
Tommy Lee Jones, Jessica Lange, Broadway on Showtime in August.
In a land where the gods reign supreme, and good and evil is determined by the sword, the quest for power has no limits.
No, Trigon, don't kill my baby.
I have promised my firstborn to Caldara.
It is a world of strange creatures.
It's only illusion.
Evil beings. And love. Beware the Sorceress on Showtime.
The following film has been rated R restricted by the Motion Picture Industry's rating system. Showtime recommends that children under 17 view this picture only in the company of an adult.
Out there. Well, Dale, the Braves are off to a 5-0 start, best ever. You're one of the reasons why. Keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot, Darryl.
Dale Murphy's been our guest, and we'll be back with a few more comments right after this message. And for being my guest in the post-game show, Dale Murphy's going to receive a Mr. Thin from Panasonic, the folks who are slightly ahead of their time. Once again, final score, Braves win at 5-0. Rick Mailer with another shutout, this one a 5-hitter. That's it from here at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Next TV game is Wednesday, 12:35. We'll see you then. For Pete Van Weer and Skip Carey and Ernie Johnson, this is Darrell Cheney. Take care, everyone.
Probably had a comment to him the way he got off on him, and once again he eclipses that score.
Would you believe it, a 72? And we have a three-way tie for first place. Oh my, he did it again with a 72.
Well, earlier before the rodeo, Johnny Barrett, and now we're talking about his 72 points. He sure wanted to be more tonight, but I'm sure he'll be satisfied at 72 because it's going to get him a check. The whistle blows, and look out, John Patterson, here he comes.
So we have a three-way tie for the top spot. Johnny Barrett, David Brumley, and Scott Fletcher, all with 72s. I'd say Jeff Price must feel like the odd man out as he got a 65, and he was the only one who didn't get a 72. We're going to be back here to the Mesquite Rodeo, so stick with us. There's a lot ahead.
Get into the swing of things with ESPN in April. Your Total Sports Network tees off live with the New Orleans Open, our first coverage of the PGA Tour. Pro football is still making news. ESPN brings you exclusive live coverage of the NFL Draft for the third straight year. And it's April in Dallas as John McEnroe defends his title during a week's worth of tennis from Reunion Arena. You're also invited for a special look at the college hoop stars of the future on the Derby All-Star High School Basketball Classic. April also means 5 more live top-ranked boxing cards, plus exciting Stanley Cup playoff action. And there's more. Catch the LPGA Orlando Ladies Classic and our coverage of NASCAR's Northwestern Bank 400. ESPN's April showers you with WCT tennis from Houston, more kicks from PKA Karate, championship swimming and gymnastics, armed forces boxing, and the Martin Luther King track and field meets. A month's worth of sports anytime on ESPN.
Calf Scramblers, take your marks and get ready to go. And boy, we have a pretty good contingent this evening, and that calf certainly knows it. He has a little ribbon on the back of that tail, but I'll guarantee he won't have it for long. Have him pretty well hemmed in, and there's the guy who got there first. Had his track shoes on tonight, I'd say. Yes, sir, and he'll get a little reward for his efforts as Frank McIlvaine Sr. directs everything. Hey, you know, a cowboy's ability is only part of marking a winning score. He has to have some cooperation from the animal, too. And when he gets it, it's a trip to the pay window. But when he doesn't, he's probably thinking something like this.
Feeling better now that we're through. Feeling better 'cause I'm over you. I learned my lesson and left a scar. Now I see how you really are. You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good. I'm gonna say it again. You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good. I broke a heart that's gentle and true. Well, I broke a heart over someone like you. I beg your forgiveness on business eve. I wouldn't blame him if he said to me, you're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good. I'm gonna say it again. You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good. You're no good. Baby, you're no good.
Some of the fans here at the Mesquite Rodeo may be asking the question, how come all those cowboys came off anyway? What happened? Well, we want to take a moment to remind you that the very latest scores, highlights, interviews, and all the news from the world of sports is brought to you throughout the day on ESPN Sports Center. You know, Sports Center comes your way with 30-minute editions several times every day and night. And Monday through Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday at 11 p.m., you'll have a full 60 minutes of Sports Center to keep you right up to date with all of the latest happenings. Sports Center, it's the most comprehensive sports news program on television today, and it's yours exclusively right here on ESPN, where we'll be back for more of our coverage of tonight's Mesquite Rodeo following this message.
Wouldn't you love
love to take beautiful pictures like a professional photographer? Until now, the secret was that expensive foreign camera. Now from National Shop at Home Service, announcing the most exciting photography breakthrough in years, introducing the Keystone camera, the only 35mm camera made in America. And it's so simple to operate, it's practically accident-proof. Yes, even if you've never taken a picture, you can shoot perfect 35mm shots just like the professionals at a fraction of the cost with none of the hassle. Look, with this foreign camera, you'd have to make 4 separate adjustments just to set the light in focus. One mistake and your photos could be blurry, overexposed, underexposed. But the Keystone camera has a fixed focus, so you never have to adjust it. Just aim and shoot. Did you ever forget to take the lens cap off your camera? Look, the Keystone has built-in lens doors that automatically spring open every time you shoot. Close the doors and your lens is safe from dust, sand, fingerprints, and scratches. Lighting can be tricky. Too often your picture gets away before you get it together. But the Keystone has a built-in rapid-fire flash ready to fire again and again. Did you ever shoot a full roll of film and then you discover you hadn't loaded properly? Wasted money, wasted memories. But Keystone has a foolproof loading system. The Keystone absolutely won't operate, won't advance unless your film is loaded properly. And because it's a 35mm, you can take up to 36 pictures without reloading. Professional 35mm cameras like these cost hundreds of dollars, but on this amazing TV offer, the Keystone camera can be yours for the incredible price for just $49.95. Plus, we'll send you absolutely free the complete Keystone camera kit, including 2 batteries, film, neck strap, and handsome gift box, ideal for holiday and special occasions. Absolute satisfaction guaranteed, or return for a full money-back refund. Use your credit card for rush shipment. Here's how to order.
Use your charge card. Call toll-free 1-800-228-5678. To avoid COD charges, send $49.95 to Keystone Camera, Post Office Box 500, Department A, Little Falls, New Jersey, 07424. But for faster service, call toll-free 1-800-228-5678.
Well, the classic part of the sport of rodeo is the saddle bronc riding. It's where the guys get those toes out, heels in, want to stay snug in that saddle and pile up the points. That's probably the best way to do it, if you can, but that isn't so easy.
I'd like to have been hiding somewhere back in the trees and the bushes the first time some poor soul tried to strap some leather contraption on the back of some horse for the first time and introduce the two.
I have a feeling it was rather unpleasant. See what Scott Fletcher can do from Winsboro, Louisiana, aboard Davis Mountain, and that horse is off on a track race. Now starts to buck, comes back a little bit. Not much time left for Scott Fletcher to try to work him, however. He did a pretty fair job with the time he had. But that horse, Davis Mountain, really took off on him. And so for that Winsboro, Louisiana cowboy, he did manage to pull out a 68 at JR. I'd say that's a pretty doggone good job, considering he probably had only about 4 or 5 seconds at the most of spurring time.
Well, Davis Mountain is not a flatland horse. He's going to look for some rough ground to buck in. Can't find it. Finally decided, well, if I'm going to unload this cowboy, I better do it right here. And starts his little bucking action, comes around to the left. Cowboy gets in time with him real well. Looks good for the last 3 seconds of the ride. 68 points. Look at the wreck here.
Look at that brown bomber coming out with Lynn Brown aboard. So we have 2 Browns here. We'll see who is the better. Euless, Texas cowboy, manages to go the distance. The whistle sounds, signifying 8 seconds is up. John Patterson will provide the escort back to terra firma. And the score will be a 64 for Lynn Brown.
Now then, watch the spurring action of this cowboy. It really is no spurring action. This cowboy moves the leg every once in a while, try to keep himself in that saddle. And you have to spur to the front and to the back. Turn those toes out. Run a little iron at these horses if you're going to get enough points to put a check in your pocket.
You must do it. And we're going to see the cowboy who's running the rodeo tonight. My gosh, with all the other things he has to do, how does he have enough time to get on one of these horses? Jim Gay. He was recently named Texas high school champion. It was in bull riding, I believe, that he won.
And the all-around, he finished 5th in the state in the saddle bronc riding, 2nd in the steer wrestling, 1st in the bull riding, 1st in the all-around. He's got Dirty Dan tonight for a saddle bronc horse. And Dirty Dan will not stand up straight, not give Jim an opportunity to get his feet in the stirrups.
And he has long legs, too, to get down there, so he needs some
a lot
room.
more leg room, doesn't it? Fold them up, tuck them under the saddle, it won't work that way.
He doesn't like those compact cars very much, JR. He likes the full room ones. He needs it. He's about 6'2". Jim Gay and Dirty Dan is the horse. They inspire him a little bit, and out he comes. And does a nice job bucking, Jim Gay. Trying to keep that hand up. He's just hanging on for dear life in there. Get that hand up there, Cowboy. He does so. And after 8 seconds,
he's got a lot up above that horse. He's got to balance out.
That is darn right. The score for Jim Gay is a 66. 66 the score for Jim Gay, and right now that moves him into second place.
Right here, marks the horse out, watches left leg. Jim wants to get these horses covered. He doesn't like to buck off, and if he'll accomplish that, then he'll go to working on this spurring a little further down the road, moving those feet some. He's there when the whistle blows. That's a step further towards getting better in the bronc riding.
For those who may be watching our telecast for the first time, perhaps don't know, Jim Gay is part of a very famous rodeo family. Neil Gay runs this rodeo. Well, Donnie Gay, of course, world champion bull rider many, many times. And Pete Gay was a great, great rider. I know Kay Gay is a very fine, accomplished woman with a horse. And now Jim Batman will give it a shot aboard Sheriff Tom, and ouch, he makes a tough departure. And he won't have any money in his pocket following that one. Jim Batman, who rode Sheriff Tom.
Better pay attention. He's going to get run over by the horse coming down the fence. He marks out Sheriff Tom right here. He's having some trouble on the right side. He gets over to the left, then back over to the right, and keeps going way out to the right. Bucks off tonight. No score for Jim Batman.
So, the Mesquite, Texas Cowboy. Good college rodeo cowboy, certainly. But this evening, he ran into trouble with Sheriff Tom. And from one Tom to the next, Sheriff Tom to Uncle Tom. And the guy who's going to try to ride Uncle Tom is Richie Trammell. And Uncle Tom is also a very, very difficult horse. This is not an easy one to handle.
Oh, Sheriff Tom would have been the better of the two draws. They placed on him a bunch. Uncle Tom left a lot of Cowboys off.
Oh, look at the strong kicking motion with those back legs. But Richie Trammell going right to work. He's going to try to go the distance on him. Working hard, and he gets it. He gets it. We'll see what type of score he's capable of getting. That big horse.
Uncle Tom telling him about it.
Yeah, Uncle Tom had a lot to say as he passed right underneath us. And Richie Trammell, as you see him, and he gets a 71. 71 the score on Uncle Tom, and I'd say Richie Trammell did an awfully good job.
Uncle Tom jumping and kicking, bogging his head, bellowing, making a lot of noise. And on the right side, Richie is really penciling in the points. The judge on the far side really appreciated his ride. The judge on this side, not quite as much, but it added up for a good total, didn't it, Bill?
71, and he's in first place right now. Let's see if Eric Totten, this cowboy right here, can catch him. Maypearl, Texas is the home for Eric Totten. And Buckskin Joe. This is a horse, if I remember correctly, he was injured, was resting for a while, now coming back strong. But he's kind of on a little pleasure ride for the moment. And I don't think Eric Totten can get him to go.
Well, he took Paul Mayo to a 70-point marking tonight. Eric's going to be hard-pressed to get that out of him.
Yeah, he had a little problem on his mind, and as it turns out, he is not going to be scored on this particular ride. The horse was just had other things on his mind this evening, was unable to deliver Eric the score.
Right here, Eric's a young lad that we say has unusual motion with his free hand. He goes to sling that bronc rein at that horse. And don't know whether he double grabbed before the whistle, but he did get disqualified. I think that may have been it. He reached up and took that rein with his free hand.
All right. So no score for Eric Totten. Tim Dudley, meantime, from Seagoville, Texas, has Calamity Jane underneath him. And that horse runs a little bit, circles around, and now starts to buck. A bucking about, whoa, every other time. Oh, a tremendous buck right there. Didn't do it consistently. He'd take a buck and then run one step and then
well, he'd buck every time the Cowboys spur him. And if the Cowboys will make a fine effort, the horses will make a fine effort.
That happened so many times, and 67 is what is scored for Tim Dudley. 67 is the score, and right now he's in third place.
Keith Chapman with a 69 on this horse did take a trip to pick up a check, and watch as he comes around here. Tim Dudley, well, we can't see all his spurring motion as he comes around the fence and puts the Cowboys up on the fence, but he's using a lot of leg on the left side and on the right side when the whistle blows.
So a 67 is Tim Dudley's score, and third place is his right now. But Clay Jowers, that's an interesting name, isn't it? Clay Jowers is hoping to get in there. He's a Floridian. St. Cloud is his home, and he has a horse by the name of Gangster. See what this Florida Cowboy can do now. How to shoot 5. Whoa, he got in trouble. Went right over the top.
Airborne, and stands up and looks at that horse buck down the pen.
Well, Clay Jowers.
We had some people here last week from Tampa, Florida. And St. Cloud, Florida is where this Cowboy is home. And Gangster puts him up in the clouds almost and jumps over him.
Clay Jowers had some problems and was unable to weather the showers, if you will. So, Gangster is escorted out after that effort, was able to throw Clay Jowers. Boy, it looked real tough. There's a young Terry McIlvain who's kind of helping out, getting that chute door open, and that isn't such an easy job either. You know, we've seen some bulls and various animals collide with that chute gate, sometimes spinning back. We saw that last week. Fort Apache conked his head right on the door by accident. Here's C.J. Rogers aboard Dakota from Lake Charles, Louisiana, this Cowboy. C.J. Rogers loses his hat early in the ride. Hey, he's working that front end pretty well, though.
We've seen him be 73 here. Let's listen tonight to see how he placed at Dakota. They placed on Dakota 13 times.
It's a very good horse. C.J. Rogers came a long way, and he really is worth it because it's a 75 for C.J. And there's the new first-place leader, C.J. Rogers.
Dakota, the kind of horse that can take you that far. 76 points. George Anderson matched up with him, and watch this Cowboy. Watch the horse get off the ground. Cowboy in fine time with this jumping motion, the spurring motion just right. The Cowboy's there for 8 seconds. It's worth 75 points and the lead right at this point.
I'd say he's happy that he made the trip. So right now, he is the guy who the other Cowboys will be shooting after, including this one right here, Arthur Brown. He's a carpenter, puts up trusses. As a matter of fact, 23 years of age, works around the Seagoville, Texas area, which is his home. He's ridden a lot of amateur rodeo. He has a good horse by the name of Skypoke. Let's see what he can coax out of him. Has a little bit of a problem getting those legs up there to get that spurring motion going. Now he has it pretty well underway. Now he's working it pretty well. Had trouble getting started, though. A couple of jumps got away from him. So tough to get it going right off the bat. It just takes a little time. And Arthur Brown gets a 69, which is not a bad score. That is good for third place right now if it'll hold up. 69 is the score for Arthur Brown.
Skypoke jumps and kicks, turns his head to the left and kind of goes down the arena sideways. And the Cowboy spurring there in time with him comes to the wall, and thank goodness the whistle blew right then because he had to save himself by double grabbing.
So Skypoke puts 69 points on Arthur Brown's score sheet. And as we mentioned, that's good for third place. And there's a horse that's anxious to get going right there. Blank Wall. Chute number 6.
Trying to remodel chute number 6 for us at the present.
I'd say he chose the fastest way to do it, JR.
Well, he's also going to change the crease in that Cowboy's hat if he's not careful.
Cowboy who's going to get on him is Drexel West. Good luck to you, Drexel.
He drove from Jacksboro, Texas for that. Blank Wall.
Sometimes you wonder, these Cowboys, what makes them do it? Chute number 6 swings open, and this horse explodes out of there. Blank Wall now starts a strong bucking motion, and Drexel West trying to coax him on. Almost touched with a free hand there. I don't know if he got it or not. It was very, very close. Drexel West came off, and I think he did touch with a free hand because he is not being scored on the right. Perhaps he didn't mark the horse out properly, but I thought he caught that he might have touched with that free hand, JR, so he loses.
Let's watch as it turned out. The horse jumping out, and when he touched the ground, I believe he missed him out on the left side. Watch him spurring hard to the back, but he's not really charging that front end either.
Right there.
Blank wall, bucking hard. He missed the horse out. He also touched him with the free hand, disqualified in 2 ways right there. And you ask me why they did it? Well, this year it's got to be that $86,000 added prize money that ST and ESPN are putting together. That is a chunk of bread. That'll make a lot of them come out of the woods.
That's a tough way to earn a buck, though, I'll tell you that. Well, I'm sure that prize money has something to do with it, all right. Now we'll watch a cowboy who's been to the national finals. He's a good one, and he is one of the best that we'll see. Terry Chapman, 30 years of age. Guy who does rodeo, but does a lot of other things, too. Montego Bay is the horse he has. And he's off to work on him. 8 seconds to try to move into first place, and unfortunately he moved into the fence instead. And that will not get him there. Terry Chapman.
Not too appreciative a look as he watches that horse buck off.
Boy, that fence can be mighty dangerous. You heard that collision.
Watch Montego Bay. Throw his head to the left and right, jump and kick to the wall, go to the left, and put Terry right in the box seats almost if it wasn't for our fence.
Tough situation there for Terry Chapman, the national finalist in the NFR Rodeo in Oklahoma City. Here's the way they finish now. C.J. Rogers winning it with a 75, followed by Richie Trammell with a 71. And at 69, Arthur Brown finishes third in the saddle bronc riding. Folks, auto racing is bigger and better than ever on ESPN. There's IMSA racing, USAC, Sprint, Midget, and Stock Car racing, and the NASCAR spectacles. The big Carolina, Virginia, and Winston 500-mile races. Great card, isn't it? Bob Jenkins and Larry Newberry, your host, each Wednesday evening. They'll bring it to you. Auto racing here on ESPN, where our coverage of the Mesquite Rodeo continues following this message.
Have you heard the